All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKodash, the honors to the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone, honors and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing his word and truth sincerity. All right, this is the brother Tawab Kha from GMS Los Angeles / Inland Empire, coming back with another video in the spirit. And once again, Thawad Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKodash, for opening my eyes to this truth, allowing me to wake up another day and putting the spirit on me to do another lesson in hopes to edify the hopeful elect. Okay, so in this video, what I want to go into is brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? This is something we cannot forget. This is very imperative, man. You know, because we got, brothers. You know, we got all these opposing forces in this world that's against us. You know, got all these snares out here that Esau has, you know, laying in the wait for, you know, Israelites. You know, even though we know the Lord is going to have it to where the elect is not going to, you know, fall to those things. But we have to do, you know, we have to give diligence, you know, so we don't find ourselves, you know, falling to these snares out here, you know, and not giving heed to these demons, you know, because Satan tries, you know, to use the brotherhood as an avenue to cause friction and try to throw brothers off their square. You know, and the point I want to convey in this video is, you know, if brothers got wherever issues brothers may have, is, you know, time is short, man. As you know, really, we're in a time where brothers shouldn't even be having issues, man, with one another. You know, because as you know, times is getting hard, man. You know, and we don't need no division. We don't need no schisms. We don't need no bitter. We don't need no quarrels going on between one another. Okay? You know, here it is. Like I said, we got to deal with all this shit in the world, and we got to come and be at odds with one another. That's not good. You know? So it's best to practice, you know, being a brother. You know, being brotherly, and it's not just by words, but mainly by our actions, man. Okay, you know, I just wanted, you know, the spirit just got on me just to put this out there, man. You know, you know, we ain't here to destroy each other, man. Okay, of course, you know, rebuke is part of the truth, but when we rebuke each other, we're doing it in the spirit to restore each other. We're not doing it in the spirit to destroy each other, man. Because a lot of jakes, you know, a lot of jakes really don't understand the concept of what rebuking is. You know, rebuking ain't just you being emotional and cursing brothers out. Even though there may be times your brother may get cursed out, you know, but it has to be meat for wherever, you know, a situation or wherever deed a brother done. If a brother did something where it's warranted for him to be cursed out, then okay. But, you know, if it's some minor shit, you know, things that can be squared away, you know, it's best to, you know, deal with things accordingly, man, you know. But anyway, I'm going to bring out the scriptures, and I pray this be edifying to you, sincere brothers. So I'm going to get right into it. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. It says, 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. You see, and we're men. We're in this flesh. So brothers, we're going to slip. All of us. You know, none of us are immune to this. Okay? And just because we've been in the camp, been in the faith for X amount of years doesn't mean that we're irreproachable. You know, none of us is exempt, okay, until the Lord says otherwise, man. That's why we got to give diligence to make our calling and election short, okay? So we're here, like I said, I just read it. If two are better than one, because if one falls, a brother can be able to be there to lift that brother up, vice versa, okay? And that's the beautiful aspect of the brotherhood, man. Because, you know, even though we're working out our own salvation, as the scripture said, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, but the Lord also has it to where, you know, this is a body, man. Okay, we're not alone. Okay, we're alone when it comes to our own trials and tests that we have to face when it comes to our own personal walk, right? But when it comes to, you know, the brotherhood, okay, we have that commonality when it comes to the faith, because this is what brings us together, you know, because brothers coming from different walks of life, brothers are totally different from one another. Okay, a lot of brothers can't relate to each other, man, outside of the word. You know, because brothers are coming from different backgrounds. Brothers are you got brothers that's into certain things that other brothers may not be into, vice versa. Okay, but we all got to remember why we're here, why we're together, why we're in a body, man. And all that, the differences, all that shit don't mean a goddamn thing, man. Okay, the Lord don't give a fuck about our differences, man. Okay, the Lord didn't call us in His faith for us to use our differences as a what's the word I'm looking for? Use our differences to come against one another, man. Okay, in fact, it's supposed to bring us together, man. That's why we're a body. You know, brothers that come from different walks of life, that means brothers have different experiences. Brothers got different things to bring to the table. Brothers got different gifts, man. Okay, every brother is not a carbon copy of another brother, man. Okay, we all members. We all have different functions, man. You know, just like a body. The finger has a different function from a toe. Okay? The mouth has a different function from the nose. Okay? The eyes have a different function from the ears. Okay? But it's all working together. Okay? Because the eyes need the body needs the eyes to see. The body needs the mouth to eat, to speak. Okay? The body needs the ears to hear. Okay? The body needs the nose to smell. Right? Okay? So every member of the body has his purpose, man. And that's how brothers are, man. Every brother has a purpose, has their purpose. Every brother has their office, man. Okay? And it's not for us to, if a brother may have a higher rank or a higher office, it's not to look down on the brother that may not have the same role. Okay, because every role is just as important, man. The head, when you see the head of a body, right? The head is the very top. But like I said, the fingers, toes, those things are important, man. You can't go through life try picking up something and you only got you don't have a thumb or a pinky and a thumb and pinky. Try to pick up something not using your thumb and pinky. You're gonna have a difficult time, right? And the thumb and the pinky, those are just two fingers, but those two fingers, play a significant role with with the hand. Okay, same with the toes. If you don't have a big toe and a pinky toe, you don't have a hard time walking. You ain't gonna be able to walk like that. You know? And those are small members, right? But they still play a very important role to the body. So it's the same thing with the brotherhood, man. Okay? All right, let me get back. This is back in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 11. It says, again, if two lie together when they have heat, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? If one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. You see that? So there is strength in numbers, man. Okay? There is strength in numbers. See, and that's why the brotherhood is very important. The brotherhood is not to be taken for granted, man. The brotherhood is not something we want to separate ourselves from, man. You know, because that's another way for Satan to get in there. You know? And that's why when you look at the Jake in the world, how Jake treat each other, is because Jake don't have no kind of camaraderie among each other, man. Jake don't know how to communicate with each other. Jake don't know how to reason with one another. Jake just quick to get carnal with each other, man. You know? But us in the faith, we're not supposed to be that way, man. We supposed to be a one accord, man. Okay? We supposed to be, you know, it's supposed to be peace among the brotherhood, man. Okay? Not all this bullshit, man. Because the Lord ain't dealing with that, man. Okay? All right, got another one. This is bear me 1 second. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 14. It says, now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly, comfort the feeble-minded, support the weak, be patient toward all men. Right? And the point I want to emphasize on is be patient toward all men. You see, and being a brother, that requires a lot of patience, man. Because like I said, brothers is coming from different backgrounds. So you may be dealing with a brother's personality. You may not, you know, it may some things about that brother may rub you a certain way, rub you the wrong way. But the brother may not, he may not be doing things on purpose to, you know, to rub you the wrong way, but because of his background, how he comes up, it may rub you the wrong way. But see, that's where communication comes in. You gotta let brothers know, and brothers gotta be humble enough to hear what brothers are saying. Don't be so quick to cut brothers off when brothers are trying to let you know that, you know, there's things that you're doing that's rubbing brothers the wrong way. You see that? We're not supposed to have an environment where we feel like we can't talk to one another. That's bullshit, man. You know? So the time is coming where, you know, when all hell breaks loose, you know, we don't know what scenario we're going to be in. We don't know if we're going to be around brothers or not. But we don't want it. We damn sure don't want these things on our mind, you know, any negative thoughts or negativity towards another brother when these times come. Because that's going to be a dangerous place to be, man. Okay? Especially how things are transpiring right now. A lot of judgment is going out, man. You know? And we don't want to be on the Lord's bad side, man. So we got to make sure, you know, we're applying these things, man. You know, applying that brotherly love. All right. It says, 1 Thessalonians 5:15. It says, see that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. You see that? So we got to, it's a certain way we got to conduct ourselves in his truth, man, in his word, man. Okay? And see, that requires discipline, requires patience, man. And we always say patience is a very important thing to have, man. You know, it's a lot of suffering, long suffering. This truth is not for the faint of heart, man. This thing ain't easy. It's not supposed to be easy, man. But we have to do these things, man. We have to apply these things, man. Because this is what's going to lead to the kingdom, man. This is what's going to lead to the having that crown. Okay? All right, this is Romans chapter 12, verse 19. It's like it. Romans chapter 12, verse 9. It says, let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. You see? So our love got to be genuine among each other. It can't be no act. You know, we can't come around among each other and say we love one another, you know, but really in our heart, we really don't mean it. You know, we really don't feel it. You know, you walk up to a brother, you salute the brother, but inwardly in your mind, you got intense hatred for that man. That's the Lord is not dealing with that, man. That's a evil spirit. That's wicked, man. You know, that is not right. You know, like I said, man, here it is. We got to go through all this bullshit in the world, man. We got to deal with this shit among each other. And I'm not speaking about anybody in particular. I'm just speaking in general, man. This is something we all got to be mindful of, man. Because we all in this flesh, this wicked ass flesh. We all get these wicked ass thoughts. That's why you got to, you know, when we get these wicked thoughts, you got to rebuke that shit immediately, man. You know, don't feed that shit, man. Don't get that shit. Don't get those evil. Don't get that wicked ass thought a fucking chair to sit down. You know, and feed into that bullshit, man. You know, because that's Satan. Okay, it says, see that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men. Okay, so this is how we supposed to be conducting ourselves, man, especially among each other, man. Okay, because like I said, we're coming into times where, you know, the brotherhood gonna have to be tight, man. You know, you're gonna have brothers that's gonna be out here losing jobs. Brothers is gonna be, you know, in tough situations, man. And brothers is gonna have to band together and, you know, do what we can to do to help one another out, man. Okay? Because you see a lot of these people out here complaining. You know, you see a lot of these people out here giving testimonies of how hard it is out here. And a lot of these people in the world, they don't have a brotherhood. A lot of these people out here, they don't have family members they can call upon or rely upon to help them out in hard times, you know. But the Lord has blessed us in His truth to have a network, to have a body, to have a family that we can, you know, call upon, man, and when we're in need. Of course, first and foremost, we call upon Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but the Lord also gave us a brotherhood, you know, to support one another, man. Okay? And that's what this brotherhood is about. It's supposed to be about. Okay? Now I'm going to get one more and I'm going to wrap it up. I don't want to make this too long. All right, this is St. John chapter 13, verse 34. It says, a new commandment, this is Yahushua speaking, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Okay? So, Yahushua is saying it, you know, love one another as I have loved you, you know, and he was speaking to his disciples. You see, because Yahushua was he led by example, man. Okay? And he led by the ultimate example by him laying his life down for his friends, for his people, Israel, man. Okay. So we got the examples. We just gotta follow them, man. to the best of our ability. All right? It says, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. You see that? And love worketh no ill towards his neighbor, man. Okay? Love is keeping of the commandments. Okay? Which keeping the commandments, you know, you're not going to do any evil towards your brother, because that's the law. Okay? We're not supposed to, you're not supposed to murder your brother. You're not supposed to lie to your brother. You're not supposed to commit adultery with your brother's woman. Okay? You're not supposed to covet what your brother has. Okay? You set stumbling blocks for your brother. We're not supposed to do these things, man. Okay? That's keeping the commandments right there. Okay? How can we say we love the Lord and we don't have love towards our brother, man? You know? So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what, I wanted to go into. I just wanted to put that out there. So I pray this is edifying to you sincere brothers, as well as you few sisters out there. Stay strong. Keep fighting. We're almost out of here. So with that, I'm going to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashur HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing his word in true sincerity. Shalom.